Hi guys, I've come to talk about this recent Atul Subhash's death case and the suicide case. Now, see, over the last couple of days, I've seen enough amount of news channels, media reporting about men's rights and Atul Subhash committing suicide and how the concerned person, Nikita Singhania, her mother Nisha Singhania, her brother, were all involved in multiplicity of cases, multiplicity of cases that they put on Atul and brought him to almost 120 hearings in Allahabad High Court, whereas Atul himself living in Bangalore. Now, let us understand the case from a non human or a non emotional aspect of the concern. See, as Justice Chandrachud sir previously in one of the videos yesterday said, matrimonial disputes are often a very complicated situation. Often one party is wrong, often two parties are wrong, often both the parties are right. See, matrimonial dispute is an emotional dispute. Now, what Atul Subhash went through is really horrendous and horrible. But the dimension which everybody is actually forgetting when understanding the Atul Subhash's case is number one, the judiciary. Judiciary seems to have played a substantially negative role in prolonging a matrimonial dispute case. The entire idea of having a matrimonial dispute special type of courts is to resolve the disputes as quickly as possible, as fast as possible, and in as justice as possible. In this particular case, from 2019 to 2024 now, they've been unwarrantedly dragging. Now, when you observe Atul Subhash's video, judiciary seems to have played a bigger role in triggering his suicidal tendencies because he has also accused the judge of consistently trying to collect money on every hearing from 500 to 50,000. And also he named a person called Shambhu who seems to have worked in this Allahabad High Court. Now, what is concerning me or what is concerning people like me is, why is everybody so silent about the judiciary? Judicial corruption seems to have become a reality in this country. Now, Supreme Court came today after 2 days and just said the judiciary should take in concern and do the disputes based on justice. But no action seems to have been taken on that subjudicial magistrate who was involved in this case. Number one. Number two, the greater point. See, judiciary in India seems to be lacking transparency in all its standards. So, judiciary and chief justices of India have consistently been talking about transparency, openness, freedom, and all that sort of liberal words when it comes to executive and legislature. But when it comes to judiciary, why are they silent? Why is judiciary so adamant on protecting this one particular magistrate? She seems to be a mole in the system. She has played a substantially bigger role. What takes 120 hearings? The way she behaved with Atul, the way she reacted to Atul seems to have triggered him on a greater point. Otherwise, the dispute was going on, and Atul has been going through with this Nikita's dispute and family dispute over the last 4 years now. What had made him now is the judiciary seems to have moved him to the cliff. Okay. Third point, which often everybody is ignoring. Now, I was watching different media channels from the top national media to regional media. Everybody seems to be under a disbelief or under a belief that India doesn't have dowry system. Now, I don't know from where this idea is even coming from. Yes, dowry is banned in India, but everybody does know that dowry as a cultural practice still remains extremely standard. The only difference now is we don't call it dowry, yeah, dahej. We call it len den, gifts. We call it like हम नहीं मांगेंगे, आप देना चाहते हैं तो हम मना नहीं करेंगे. In Telugu it is called lanchanalu. There are different names given to this. The reality is dowry is there. Dowry is very much a cultural practice even today in this country. Until the system of dowry remains, In fact, dowry has a broader perspective as well. Like, for example, even the marriage expenses are undertaken by the girl child. The boy's side seldom has any expenses, whereas the girl bears all the marriage expenses, has to bring in all the so-called gifts or len den. Now, as long as dowry is there, I don't, or dowry not as a law, but dowry as a practice is there, I don't think we stand ground to avoid alimony. I don't think India stands any ground to talk about avoiding alimony. Number three, what I observed is, over a period of time, at least in certain section of urban women, marriages have now become like business. It's almost like capital investment. So men or moms are selling their sons for a higher dowry. So say Lady X purchases a boy, and I'll keep calling it purchase as long as there is gifts and dowry. A mom sells her son, and a girl, say Miss X, purchases the boy for say 30 lakhs dowry with a 40,000 per month salary. She is actually doing a capital investment of 30 lakhs. She waits for 5 years. In the 5 years, she will, for her, at least for a few women, this has become like a business. I invested a capital investment of 30 lakhs at a 10% investment rate over the 5-year period. I am expecting 50% returns. So I filed dowry case, I filed divorce, and 30 lakhs plus a 50% increase, that's 15 lakhs. So she demands 45 lakhs alimony. Apart from that, monthly maintenance of 50%. So even if you consider inflationary practices, 40,000 if his salary, 5 years later if his salary becomes 60,000, so she becomes eligible for 30,000 alimony. So something is wrong somewhere. I still think dowry is the problem. If the boys stop taking dowry, if the boy's family stops taking gifts, लेन देन, आप देना चाहते हैं तो दीजिए, पर हम मना नहीं करेंगे. As long as this practices will remain, I'm pretty sure, or I really understand, alimony will remain. Even in judiciary, we won't stand to fight against alimony. The practice of alimony will remain as long as the practice of dowry, practice of marriage expenses being borne by the girl child remains. The girl will keep behaving like a capitalist investor. Now she has invested her money, she will expect returns. On this angle, I'm pretty sure most people have missed out. There is something wrong somewhere.